Hello everyone and welcome back to A Hoarder's Heart. For today we're going to be talking about how to overcome clutter shame. Many people feel like this when somebody walks into your home and they feel embarrassed if someone else sees their clutter, their unorganized section of the house, their messes and the amount of stuff that they actually have. This is even grander if you have hoarding disorder, because society has publicly shamed us for the messes inside of our houses. But I really want to talk about those emotions, what's being triggered within us, so that we can start to overcome them and not feel shameful if somebody sees a little clutter pile in your house. Now, I really truly thought that only me and maybe other people with hoarding disorder kind of struggled with clutter shame, but I'm quickly learning that that is not the case at all, because it's come to my attention multiple times that my friends who are very neat and tidy, their houses look great, but if I come in and there might be a small pile somewhere, they're like, oh my gosh, excuse the mess, I'm so embarrassed. And they truly feel that. And I always joke around and say, yeah, I got hoarding disorder. Your little pile is nothing. But it surprised me when my friend who was a realtor said that every time she comes into the client's home to see everything and have conversations to start the sale of the home, they are all embarrassed by the clutter that they have in the house. For the most part, it's very small piles that could be easily cleaned up and it doesn't matter. But she was astonished on how everybody feels this clutter shame when somebody outside the home comes in. So let's really expand on that. Why does that happen to a majority of people? Why are we feeling so ashamed of little piles of clutter? I know that I struggled with clutter shame because of the public's projections and judgment on having an over-cluttered home. It was frowned upon. People call us all kind of awful names, like they're lazy, they're disgusting, they're dirty, they're selfish, and projecting all these awful things back at me. Because I read the comments of the Hoarders Buried Alive show, and it crushed my heart, because what it was doing was mirroring exactly what my bullies did to me back when I was in middle school. You're not good enough. Nobody likes you. You're not wanted. It mirrored those deep, dark feelings, and that's what brought the shame and the guilt that I wasn't good enough and I wasn't strong enough and I wasn't smart enough to finally overcome this battle of clutter. People who seemingly have these perfectly maintained homes, and we feel like we're not living up to that standard. And sometimes there's something being triggered within us below that is saying that you're not good enough, you're not perfect, you need to do better. You need to be up here, you're still down here. Or it could come from, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed by the amount of stuff I have to clean and keep up with on a weekly basis as a mom, an employee, a wife, all these roles that are on me. The burden is heavy and I just don't have the time to keep this perfectly maintained home. But I want you to know that we can turn it around. We don't have to be stuck in this. We don't have to be stuck in this mindset that we have to have these perfectly curated homes. It's okay. You don't have to feel clutter shame. It's okay if you have a little pile in the corner because you're a full-time mom rushing your kids to sports and trying to cook meals and trying to pay the bills and trying to do everything. It's okay, because we're all doing it. We're all trying to juggle it all. Release that shame. It's not yours to carry. So now let's really turn this around. First step that we have to do to remove our clutter shame is give yourself grace. Give yourself kindness. Give yourself self-love. Everybody has clutter. And I mean everybody. You're not alone. A matter of fact, I think it's better that we show signs of clutter, because it shows that we are living in the home. that's what really matters, right? Not how perfect our house looks like, but the amount of love that's in our home. And if clutter shows up as a result of that love and living and being with your family and having fun, then so be it. Give yourself grace. It is quite okay. Self-love promotes confidence, resilience, inner strength, all these things that we truly are. And it replaces the negative, low vibrational behaviors with more positive ones when you give yourself that love to say, you know what? It's okay. I'm not going to put myself down because I have some clutter in this corner. No, I'm a good person. I am still a good person if there's dishes in the sink. I'm still a good person if that closet has stuff and is not perfectly organized. I'm still a good person. The amount of clutter in my home does not indicate the quality of a human being that I am. So I'm going to give myself that loving grace that it is okay that pile appeared in this corner, because now I am taking this loving energy and I will designate the time to clear it out, to make decisions, because I'm doing it in a loving space and I'm not doing it in an overwhelm, anxiety, forcing myself because I feel guilty and God forbid my secret's exposed that I have a little clutter pile. No, it's okay that we have the messes. Give yourself grace, give yourself love. The second way that I overcame my clutter shame is that I decided to look at the positive characteristics of someone who tends to be messy, like myself. The geniuses, inventors, wonderful artists, and composers worked in messy conditions. Their workspaces might have been a little cluttered. Art studios are filled with art and canvases and paints and mediums and different things that the artist finds inspiring. The reason why these creative people tend to have messy workspaces is because they see the infinite possibilities in everything. I've always felt like that, even with the trash, right? So the infinite possibilities to create it into something new, to turn it from trash to treasure. And that actually is a good characteristic to have, to think outside the box, to be an inventor, to be a creator, to think of something that hasn't been thought of before. Now, let's separate a cluttered workspace from hoarding. They're two different things. So hoarding was more fueled by my PTSD and my anxiety. But the cluttered workspace to an inventor or a creator is more of an inspiration. It can still be controlled, and at the end of the day, we can still clean it up. But I want you just to embrace the characteristic of it's okay to own that you're messy, because that means you are creative. It could mean you're a genius. It means you're flexible. It means you're spontaneous. You're expressive. And you see the world in these different lenses. Own the fact that it's okay to be messy. Own the positive characteristics of that. Because at the end of the day, it's not that bad. And we can clean up the mess once we're all done our new creation. Next, I want you to create your own clutter containment, in the sense that what actually does feel acceptable to you, to your family, to your household as a unit. To actually curate what is acceptable clutter in your home and not be comparing yourself to outside social media influencers. What is the acceptable amount of clutter for you, your family, and your household? Feel that in your soul. Because maybe you are an artist, maybe you are a maximalist, maybe there's this concept of cluttercore that I need to research a little more, but maybe that's where your soul is happy. And you know what? That's okay. A lot of times we look at social media accounts And we think that that's how we have to look because it had a whole bunch of likes on it. And trust me, I fell into that pitfall too. I watched so much minimalism videos and I realized that I loved the minimalism viewpoints and their styles and how they cleared everything out. But what I loved about it was the fact that they were so happy at their soul. They were really living their full potential, their intentions, where they enjoyed their life. That's what I was attracted to. They were truly happy in this space of minimalism. But I don't believe that I will ever be that blissfully happy in minimalism. I don't. That's not my personality type. I'm a creative. I enjoy maximalism. That's kind of where I'm trying to head to, is from a hoarder, from an unlivable home, to a maximalist where everything is curated, but there's still an abundance of stuff that is inspiring me to continue to create. That's my clutter barometer. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to get to the space where it's okay to have all these visual pieces. It's okay to still have a little clutter pile right over here, or to have a messy workplace. That's okay, because that is where I'm truly happy and thriving. I want you to curate that for yourself. You don't have to be a minimalist or have this perfectly curated home to be loved and accepted by society. You just have to be your true self. And that is going to show when you lovingly invite somebody in and you have the home where you love it because it's an expression of your soul. You're not going to feel any type of shame because you lovingly accept who you are with how you decorated your home. And it's okay. I accepted the fact that maybe I'm a little messy, but that's okay because it doesn't take away the quality of person of who I am. And your light will shine through to your visitors and people that come and see you, because honestly, that's why they're there. There's a saying that I absolutely love, and that is, if you've come to see me, stop by anytime. But if you come to see my home, please make an appointment. How true that is, because we are there to spend time with the person and not judge the contents of their home. And if they are there to judge the contents of your home, perhaps it is time to put a boundary, because that's not what true friendship looks like. I want you to know that you can do this. You can overcome any fear, any shame, any guilt. It starts with the internal work, and it's going to reflect in your external world so naturally and unfold for you, because you're going to want to do it. You're going to be encouraged to do it. You're going to be inspired. And that's how you start to overcome the shame of clutter. And my hope, my prayer is that this video motivated and encouraged you to clean the clutter and let go of something in your home today too.